Dad, what happened? I'm like, well, if you buy a clog for a Taiwanese couple, it means you're wishing death upon them. She's like, why don't you tell me? I'm like, well, now you know. You never forget.
Okay.
Just make your choices. Own your shit. Isn't that the way we should live anyways? I saw Cousin Andy for the first time in 2 years the other day. Cousin Andy got kind of fat. Nothing wrong with that. He's always been underweight. First time in history, he's overweight. But he won't own it. He deflects. I was trying to talk to him about it. I was like, hey, so what's going on? He goes, Ed, you don't understand. I've been working from home. I'm like, do you live in a gingerbread house? What does that even mean? Just own it. No one cares. Because if you want to change something, you better accept it. You better see what's in front of you or it's never going to change. Look, I was sitting down with a friend the other day. She asked me a question I wasn't ready for. She goes, Ed, what's your safe space? I didn't know what that meant. So I panicked. I was like, Costco? Which is not the healthy answer for any human being. So I was like, ah, damn it, I said something wrong. She's gonna be a friend that way. Here we go. She leans back, she goes, makes sense. Asians love Costco. I'm like, I don't think that's a stereotype. So I Googled it. It totally fucking is. Asians love Costco. There's an NBC News article on how much Asians love Costco. It blew my mind. This whole time, I thought I was buying 1,000 Ziploc bags because I'm economical. Turns out, it's my destiny. Yeah, I go to Costco now. I even show my card. I'll walk right in and say, look at my face. I belong here. And where's your shampoo? I need more. I get it. You know, the truth is very hard to hear. It's very hard to hear. You have a friend who was Jewish. I've known him for a very long time. And I don't know anything about his culture. So recently I had to say, I sit down with him and say, hey, why don't you tell me something about your culture? I'd really like to know. And he goes, Ed, did you know giraffes are kosher? I'm like, is this where we're going to start? And are you eating giraffes? Because that's a bigger problem. And he went on to explain, he's like, oh, no. You know, because they're chewed uncut, they have hooves, and I visibly look like I want to talk about this. So he sees that, he goes, okay, fine. Ed. What is something that you want to know, you know, if people eat all the time, that you may want to know if it's kosher or not? I didn't want to talk about this. So I looked at him, I said, is your mom kosher? I know, it's a super asshole thing to say, but that's what I do. When I don't want to talk about something, I just say the dumbest thing so I can shut it down. You know, I was at my massage therapist's office just earlier this week. It's very early in the morning. I don't want to talk. I walk in, she's all cheerful. She goes, Ed, what would you like me to focus on today? I'm like, your job? So now I don't have a massage therapist. It's the wrong thing to say. You know, I made mistakes. You know, I own it. When I was 17, I took a shortcut. You know, at that time, there's this law where you can take a driver's course, you can bypass all the steps and you get your license right away. So I took a course in Cantonese and I had a terrible time. My friend's like, Ed, is it because Asians are teaching you how to drive? I'm like, no, I don't speak Cantonese, you asshole. Only thing I know how to say in Cantonese at that time is "Du lei lo mo," which means fuck your mom. I said the whole class. You know what I used to do? I used to steal Dad's porn. It's a mistake of a young man. I used to take the Playboy, you know, look at it, and put it back before anybody comes home like nothing had happened. So one day, everyone left the house. Right? So I grab the Playboy, I sit in the living room, I open it. I just hear this voice from above. Put it back. I'm like, God? Turns out Dad installed cameras all over the house. And there's two-way microphones. That's how dumb I am. I just pretend I was sleeping. So I close my eyes, lean back with a giant boner, like that's gonna fill any battle. Do you know why I say tell me your shit? Because I don't believe we're fragile people. I've yet to meet one fragile person. See, I wasn't raised fragile. My first Christmas in Canada, I wanted to buy cookies for Santa. I were in the grocery store. I went to Dad, I said, hey Dad, can I buy cookies for Santa? He's like, no. I'm like, why not? He's like, 'cause Santa likes candy. how do you know? He's like, because I'm Santa Claus. Chris is right. But he understood something. It's very simple. I see it now too. I'm getting older. You know all that stuff out there, especially right now? That doesn't matter. That's never going to end. There's always going to be some stuff. What matters is the little things. It's what Dad taught me. The most valuable thing you give somebody is your time. Because you can never get that back. That's why every time my wife comes to me and goes, hey Ed, do you want to watch one of my TV shows with me? Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'll drop everything, I'll look at her and say, hell no. Because your shows are so bad, all dating shows. It's a waste of my life. I'm sorry. You know, am I scared? Terrified. You know, but I realized something. My faith is stronger than my fear. I'm not religious, by the way. I know I look like a monk, that's what I'm saying. My faith is in all of us. I believe we have the wisdom within us to make the most effective choices in yourself. It's in everyone's community, it's in mine. Look, have you ever noticed there's no Asian terrorists? Because we never make it. I can literally kidnap 99 people tonight, go back to Dad, and he'll be like, why is not 100? It's never good enough. And to be honest, if I did something like that, Dad would have killed me before the police even showed up. Police would be at the door and be like, sir, we're here to speak to your son. He's been implicated in a crime. Dad be like, I don't have a son. Somebody killed him. Police would be like, oh my God, who killed your son, sir? Santa Claus. I was seeing another friend the other day, and he was like, Ed, you tell people we're all the same. But look at you. You're different. You're from a different place. You're obviously different. You remember this. If Taiwan is my father, then Canada is my mother. I've been here longer than I've been in Taiwan. I learned all my values here. And one value that Canada taught me is that women hold the true strength on this land. I'll tell you 3 women in my life that demonstrated. In 1942, at the height of World War II, an 18-woman was shipped from Taipei to Tokyo to help with the wars on the front. As she crossed the street, a ship in front of her and behind her was sunk by submarines. She got to Tokyo within a week. She's calling it a Tokyo bomb. And she survived. That woman is Grandma. In 1972, an 18-woman, after a lifelong physical abuse and unbelievable poverty, against all odds, decided to leave home for the first time in her life to go to college. That woman is Mom. And in 2020, at the height of the pandemic, a young Canadian woman who lived an entire life in a small town in Canada, who's even heard of Taiwan, took a chance at love on a young Taiwanese man who had aspirations to be a comedian. That woman is Henry's girlfriend. That's a true hero right there. Oh, we should date that guy. Dump the shit in your car too. See, that dichotomy happens in all areas of my life. Physically, I look just like that. You know? Psychologically, I'm Mom. I have no sense of directions. If I'm driving and take the wrong turn, and I don't have access to a GPS, I live there now. That's my house. People are like, Ed, it can't be that bad. I'm like, I got lost on my own street and I live in a cul-de-sac. Mom's the same way. It's genetic. Like, if her and I are driving together, our final destination is one of the oceans. We're actually driving the other day. We're in Florida. You know, she's driving. I'm the passenger seat. Try to make it easy for her. It's like, Mom, just when you get on the highway, just take exit 70. So you gotta do exit 70. That's all. She goes, okay. 2 minutes on the highway. She takes a sharp right turn, cuts through every single lane, almost hits every single car, comes to a dead stop on the side of the highway. I'm like, what? What are you doing? She's like, exit 70. I'm like, that's the speed limit. How do you not know this? She's like, I took a course in Cantonese. I'm like, I get it. I did the same thing. See, all this time, I've just been glossing over the strength of women in my life. I just thought that's the way it was. And Kitty has a different last name than the rest of the family. I just thought that's the way it was. Turns out when they're young, grandma's so poor, she sold her to richer family so she can have a better life.